questions on Zoom? If you have a question, please raise your hand. Jacob, go ahead.
Thank you, Ryan. Good morning, Laura. Thanks for taking the time to chat with us. How are you this morning?
On edge because England are playing. But apart from that, great.
Okay. Just your overall thoughts going into tomorrow's match against Utah.
Yeah, excited to be back home. Excited to build off last week's performance. Put some things, together that we thought we could be a little bit better at from last week. And hopefully we can go into the break on a positive note.
Thanks, Jacob.
And then, as much as obviously the team is.
No, go ahead.
Okay. I was just going to say, as much as the team's focus is on your own game plan, I was just wondering how much of a challenge is it going to be facing against Utah that's going to have an interim coach, being that they made the coaching change, and is that sort of unknown add to kind of alter the your game plan?
Yeah, I think you just have to be prepared that it could look different. So I think we've focused a lot on ourselves this week, and I think we did a good job of that last week in Gotham. And you're right, that you have to expect that they may look different than they did last week. I do feel like there was some imprint of different last week, and I think I don't know the guy's name, but whatever his name is, was there, I think, at the Portland game. So I think you could see maybe a little bit of sprinkled influence on the game last week.
All right, thank you, Laura.
Thanks, Jacob. Steve?
Hi, Laura. Thanks for taking time to talk this morning. Last week we saw Lou and Ryan were unavailable after picking up Knox 2 weeks ago. I wonder if you could share an update on how the team's health and fitness is doing.
Ryan's back. She's good. Lou, we'll have to see by the end of the day. Jess got a little knock last week when she came out, but I think she'll be okay too.
And then second, we know it's going to be a really hot day out there tomorrow. I wonder if you could talk a little bit about if the heat impacts your game planning at all and kind of how you're going to plan to approach that.
It doesn't really impact the game plan. Obviously, we played in New York last week, which was an oven. It was so hot. And, we did well on the things we wanted to do. I think we've been prepared for the last couple of weeks of heat, obviously going to Gotham. We don't tend to get these temperatures too much in Seattle, but I think we've worked all week post Gotham and pre Gotham on hydration strategies and doing as much as we can for the players to get them as fueled as possible for that heat. But we know, there may be occasions in the game where we can't press the way that we normally like to. But if we can control the ball and take control of the game, it will make things easier for ourselves.
Thanks, Steve. Jeff?
Hey, Laura. We do always kind of go to the goals change games things a lot, which is real. How did it feel to have the goal change game moment? One of the times this season for the first time happened for you in stoppage time, that cathartic sort of experience, then getting on the plane and coming back where something good had happened for your team at the end of the game.
Yeah, it was great. Obviously we had it the week before and it felt horrific on the other side of it against Louisville. So to have it go the other way for us was great. Definitely had a bit of a feel-good feeling. We had a lot of Carlisle group at the game. I think they had 100+ people there, so they were losing their minds at the end of the game. So we had a little fan contingency at the game, and we sort of gave them a little clap at the end, and saw some of our new owners there, and so to be able to sort of live that with them was nice.
Thanks, Jeff. And then Susie, did you have any questions? I know you just hopped on. Yeah, Susie, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm sorry if this was asked before, since I did just hop on, but Laura, you mentioned after the game last week that Utah was a rising team and they gave Portland some trouble last week, and I'm wondering just what you think they've improved on and what makes them dangerous.
Yeah, I think the only thing we spoke about before you came on was the fact that obviously they've got a new coach now, so it gives a little bit of uncertainty to exactly what they'll look like. But I do think that they've become more solid. I think they've become a bit more of a threat in those transitional moments. I think at the start of the season they were out possessing everybody, and the passes that they would complete, and it was like a crazy stat in comparison to their opponent, but they weren't really threatening anybody. I think that that's sort of been an evolution for them, where they're still out possessing a lot of the teams that they play, but they've got a bit more of a threat and a bit more bite to them. And that's evolutions of teams. I think we're in a similar boat. Our team is a different team than it was a year ago, and we've had to feel that. I think over the last 3 weeks, we've evolved into a team that's moving the ball differently, controlling games differently. So, yeah, I think they've just added a little bit of bite into their transitional moments.
And I just wanted to ask, we're going to be speaking to Z as well, and you called her out along with other players last week. She got into some dangerous positions and seems like she's been a threat in recent matches. And I'm just wondering what you've seen from her and her contributions to the team.
Yeah, I think she has worked really hard on her game. I think playing her on the right, I think the combination with her and Sophia is a good one. We know she can come in off that left side and enjoys, hitting shots with her right foot. But I think her movement higher up the field, her threatening the line. She's always been a really good defensive forward for us. She really understands that side of the game. But I think she's just added this sort of threat to her game a little bit, her attacking threat, which is obviously great for us.
All right, thank you, Susie. Thanks, everyone. Thanks, Laura.
It's coming out.